Hello and welcome back to the Nerd Theorist playing NerD&D. So,
Hey.
it's been very hectic and busy within our community and within our D&D campaign. But before we dive straight into that, we'll go to Dave for our channel news. Dave.
Hello. Yes, channel news is we did a video that was not D&D. Yeah. Okay.
Woo!
So what we actually did was we got together and we played Magic and we put it on here. So it wasn't necessarily a considered video, but it was quite a good game. So come and have a look. Let us know what you thought of our decks, and come and join us on our Discord, which link is in the description, to let us know if you think they're shit or not. We've got an architect, and we'll share all of our builds as we go through there. So, but that was fun. We'll do that again. I'm sure in a minute Gaz will tell you about all the video ideas he's got. But before then, save the Wheel of Time update. 194,000 of you have signed the petition, which is pretty good, really, let's be honest. But if we can get to 200,000, we'd be really happy. Still no word, because all we're doing is making noise. No one's going to tell us if negotiations are happening in the background, are they? It's not like we are expecting to hear from studio executives ourselves. We just want them to listen and save the show. But what I will say is that we are making ourselves noticed. Just this week, not only did a giant fucking billboard go up just off the I-10 interstate near Culver City, which is right on the commute and maybe 2 blocks over from Apple's studio. It's going to be there for a whole month. You can't miss as you drive to and from work. But not only did that happen, not only did we have a guy in a digital sandwich board walking up and down outside Amazon's headquarters in Sydney, and we had a truck parked outside their Comic-Con, but we actually had 2 professional choirs who were Wheel of Time fans who just turned up outside of Sony and Amazon studios to sing songs from the show. It was lovely. One of them in full period costume.
I saw that. That was absolutely spectacular.
It's really good and beautifully done as well. Like picking the Two Rivers song "Weep for Manetheren" from the show and just absolutely belting it out right outside the front gate with all the banners in the background. So yeah, we're super busy. We're cracking on. We've also this week sent branded Save What pens to all the executives at Amazon, Sony, and Apple. So they've got 1,000 each just dropped in. Just you get the Vistaprint ones where you give them away at events and stuff. Loads of them just turn up because everyone needs a pen. So at least now
Everyone loves a free pen more than anything else.
Exactly, and free pens write better than expensive pens. You know that. So so it's been a busy week for the campaign. So yeah, even this far in, we're still pushing on. We're still doing good things. Gaz, before you drink that drink you're about to have you got any videos you want to talk about that you're going to do?
I'm going to drink it anyway.
Oh, you're going to drink it anyway. You might want to move your microphone slightly closer. There we are. That's better. You move close to it.
Hello.
So,
I've a newfound love for Space Wolves.
Newfound love. Yes, you've stolen my chapter.
I have. So, the new Space Wolves are being released next weekend, I believe, the 12th. And they are lovely models, and as Dave keeps sharing them on our socials and our chat groups, I keep seeing them and thinking I need some of that. I definitely need some of that. So I treated myself to the army box. But obviously Space Wolves are a very aesthetically pleasing model. They are very Space Wolfy. You look at a Space Wolf model, you go, that's a Space Wolf, whereas you look at a generic Space Marine and you think, meh. You can get away with generic Space Marines for most chapters, but not Space Wolves. So I've bought myself some green stuff. And with a few little 3D prints, I am converting said generic Space Marines into Space Wolves. So I should be doing some tutorial videos because I've got quite handy with the green stuff when it comes to making beardage.
Oh, you've made some beautiful hairs and beards.
I have. I'm quite chuffed with them. So I've converted a librarian in Terminator armor into a rune priest. I am in the proceeds of converting Ragnar Blackmane into a proxy of Canis Wolfborn because I'm painting mine as Death Wolves. So I'm basically stealing his model. But yeah, I'm
Still
doing
don't
quite
know
a
if
lot.
that's acceptable or not. Like,
It's,
I've not quite landed on whether or not you're allowed to do that to that model.
I very nearly filmed myself cutting his head off and sending it to you. In a sort of Seven moment, I snipped his head off and thought I did actually film me doing it, but I didn't send it to you because I thought no, he'll get upset. But I have cut his head off. He is now an older beard wielding wolfy man. So yes, so there will be some Space Wolfy stuff coming soon. We've got I've only got 2 more weeks at work, and then I'm off for 6 weeks, so I've got plenty of time on my hands. Then there is the Nerd Weekend Part 2, which is coming up, where there will be Magic the Gathering, Kings of War, 40k, the Qua, Candela Obscura, and for the first time, I would like to announce the beta playtest of Hell's Teeth. That's right, chaps. I've finished the rulebook and I'm bringing it with me.
Nice.
So the Nerd Theorist's first foray into our own TTRPG will be playtested at that Nerd Weekend. So hopefully there will be some sort of video chat or some sort of footage or something, because we'd like to get your opinions, anything that you notice is wrong with it, or let's play it till it breaks, that sort of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's actually stuff happening for the first time
Amazing.
in God knows how long.
Look at that. We're coming back
Coming
slowly.
back. I'm
So
going to put
on
my code
all of that, again, stressing our Discord server. So by all means, check that out, and you can heckle us to our heart's content, or just have a chat about anything you love having a chat about. There are loads
Don't
of
heckle
channels
us
on
too
there.
hard. I will boot you.
Oh well,
But
yeah.
other
But I
than
mean,
that, yeah.
a friendly heckle here and there is fine. A friendly discussion. But yes, thank you very much, gentlemen. So, previously on Hatheria, I keep calling it Hatheria. You've not been in Hatheria for a very long time.
You have to rename the whole campaign.
I know, this is it now. So,
the never was.
The Never Were. We'll have to call it the Never Were campaign, because you have named your group the Never Were. So, you, having left Hatheria, setting sail to God knows where, found almost literally a port in the storm, which was an old, ancient castle, lone and solitude in the middle of the ocean, which had a singular caretaker who then became, transformed in one form or another, you're uncertain, but into some monstrosity of tentacled, slick being from the merfolk creature that he was. But in doing so, has terrified most of the civilian population who you are safeguarding, including the council, who are rightfully cautious about staying here any longer. But then, after raiding this castle's library for quite a few books, and I will stress that any book that you searched for in the last session, I will say you have managed to keep and take with you. So,
holding.
Yeah, bag of holding. Wonderful. I think you've got 2 of you at the moment. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
Have you not? No. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I can't make more than one.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have taken a whole bundle of books, including Hector finding a whole bundle of smut. Naturally. You then are heading back. And you've stolen the last remaining ancient, some sort of beam, like energy-based weapon from the castle mountings. So, you are in the rowboat. You are heading back out. Cadell, happily as ever, rowing back out. He's always the first to volunteer for rowing duty. He loves it. And he's rowing out towards your fleet moored nearby. On the way back, Cadell notices it first. that as his oars are going in and out of the water, he can see the water, the ripples upon the water starting to shake, almost like the water itself is vibrating, or there's some sort of like a wave interference pattern appearing on the surface of the water, even in this sheltered area, just as you're passing out of the interior of the castle, and it seems to be getting worse.
A spot, or because obviously dark vision. Am I noticing anything a bit more than him, or?
I mean, once he kind of points it out to you, you can see it. Because obviously it is dark, it is late at night.
Yeah.
And you don't see anything out on the water or back in the castle. But now you're starting to look round and be a little bit more on edge. Then you notice that a few of the loose rocks upon the just become loose and crumble down. Like something's disturbing them.
Something's disturbing them, or is it
T-Rex.
starting to sink?
It's the T-Rex.
You're uncertain.
And I think we might want to go a bit faster.
Yeah, I'll jump on one of the oars and start helping him.
Just
Yeah,
a gut
between the two
feeling.
of you, you're double timing it back towards the ship. And as you kind of clear the castle interior and you can see the ships, you can see clearly onto the not straight onto the deck of the Little Anna, but you can see people on the deck of the Little Anna who are rushing around. You can clearly tell, but whatever's happening has got them on edge. They've noticed it too.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hurrying around, they're readying sails. They've not unfurled yet, they're not leaving you behind, but they are readying to go the second you are on board.
So holler on then, make ready!
Yeah, they're lowering down the winches and getting ready to moor the boat back up the side of the Little Anna.
Mm-hmm.
In doing so, as you kind of reach it and they start latching the boat to it and starting to winch it back up, these little waves and the peaks are starting to get quite high now. And just as you're starting to about halfway up the side of the boat, you just hear and it is shit everybody up. That everybody on board stops for a split second while it happens, and the moment it stops, they're back into action again. They are well trained in being a sailor, and they want to get the hell out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time your boat reaches the top, you're looking, even with night vision's not that far to get back in. Even without night vision, I mean, it's a fairly clear night with a partial moon out, but you can see something break the waters nearby to the castle.
Oh.
And
looking for its child we just slaughtered.
And as it comes out, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until this tentacle wraps around the castle.
Oh.
This singular tentacle, which has breached the water surface, wraps all the way around the castle.
I don't like
Everybody,
it.
And
back away
and
quietly.
the sails are unfurled. The fleet is on the move. I mean, the smaller ships have already started moving out.
That makes
It's just
sense.
the Little Anna was waiting for you guys for the last possible moment, and they are hauling ass.
Hector, do you not want to go and punch it in the face?
I don't.
No,
I don't like,
seen a
I
face
don't,
yet, have we?
I don't like the water so much, Meridian. I've seen a lot of shit so far, but this scares me.
Well, I mean, I don't know that much about sea life, but I can't see why any sort of creature would ignore a moving rowboat to attack. And yes, I think this is something to do with whatever that was, or the castle. I don't think it's after us. So let's just, like Grom says, let's just back away slowly. But Grom, any idea how that gun thing works because we might need it.
Oh, you could maybe try it out on this thing.
I don't know. We don't want
Well,
to try
no. We don't want to antagonize
time.
it. Yes,
And I will-
defensive possibly, but not. Let's
Wait,
not
wait.
start a fight.
I've got new spells as well. This ring of mine. It's come online.
It's by all means,
Meridian,
jump
stop
in.
him. Stop him.
I can't. He's very strong. I can't stop him.
Look,
Plus,
sorry,
I don't really want
listen,
to.
Hector,
Quite like the
Hector,
idea of him.
you can breathe water. Do you not remember?
Yes, I do.
We can dangle you over the side. But I'm gonna sit down and ritual cast identify on this thing as we
Ritual
going
casting
away.
takes 10 minutes plus your
10 minutes.
casting
So
time. So
Yeah.
as you're hauling ass away, the castle itself slips out of sight from anybody who, I mean, even those with dark vision, it goes beyond your dark vision range, and it's that dark you can't see exactly what's happening. You can see some movement around the castle, and you can hear the sounds.
say, what of the noise?
Yeah, there are that noise of some beast or monster. You're not entirely sure what the heck that was. And you can hear the sounds of crumbling stone, but beyond that, you don't care. You're hauling ass. It is firmly
absolutely
behind you.
I've immediately just got a
in the
much larger
meantime-
version of the Gates of Moria in my head right now. The Fellowship.
But you
Slamming the door shut.
get as you're sailing away, you can ritual cast. You found a bit of a space, but it'll have to be in below decks. There's far too busy on board deck.
Oh yeah, no,
It
I'll
is
have
all hands on deck
scurried
to get
straight
away.
in.
Yeah, you can go
find a
below
corner.
decks. I mean, there's a lot of civilians still around there, but you can just say, give us a little bit of space just to do this ritual. And you do that. I will send you now this details. I'll drop it in the Discord channel chat. But as you... Oh, hang on a second. That's not right at all. Bear with me. For some strange reason, my mouse has physically disappeared. I can see where it's hovering over. I just can't see where it is. Can't see it itself. So I'm trying my best to actually guide it to where I actually want it to be. Sorry. Oh wait, no, it's appeared again. Hooray! Right.
Hey,
Hooray!
technical issues.
Right, there we go, and it is in our recording chat channel. There we go. It probably messed up the stream ever so
Nice.
briefly. So there it is.
Bloody las cannon.
You're gonna get the Games Workshop police on us with that name.
Well, I know nothing of Games Workshop, so there you go. It has nothing to do with that in the slightest.
It was just a complete.
Okay, fair enough.
We shall call it les cannon.
So beyond that, so for those who can't read this, so for viewers, so for this ancient weapon, you can use either your dexterity or strength as an attack roll. That is because you can either aim it perfectly as you fire it, or you can use your strength, because once it's firing, it's a lot of energy to be able to move it. It's very difficult to move once it's firing. So you can use your strength to strafe it across your target, or aim it properly in the first place for using dex. It's got several settings. Force setting, single target, attack, a range of 400/1500 feet, a damage of 10d10 damage. Lightning mode, it's like lightning bolt, but bigger, better, stronger, faster.
$6 million worth of lightning bolt.
Oh yes, massively. Doing 10d8 damage, and with 200 feet. And fire, it's an upgraded fireball, effectively. Yeah, 300 feet range, 300 feet radius, 14d6 damage. But if
30 feet radius. 30 feet
What
radius.
did I say?
He said 300 feet
Oh yeah,
radius.
not 300 feet radius. In the
300 feet
slightest.
range.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you imagine? Hey, city. See you later, city.
Oh yeah, I know, right? But yes. But yeah, so if the weapon's not mounted, it has a very good chance of pushing the user back.
A long way.
A good 50 feet. It is a lot of energy. And after use, you roll the D100. On a 50 or lower, the weapon explodes.
Yeah. So, 2 questions then, very quickly.
Yes.
Knowing now what I know about it and how precarious and the 50% chance that it blows the ship up every time I shoot it,
Yes.
what does it need to be mounted to? Like, can I
Adele.
bolt it into my cannon?
The mountain
Or
to
is that-
Cadell. Shoulder.
Yeah.
No, it's not just mounted to a shoulder. I mean, you can get away with mounting it to the ship. I mean, there's every good
That
chance
was the next question.
it might push the ship somewhat, but not like a person. Imagine the mass of a ship compared to a mass of a person. A mass of a person, it would push back 50 feet. A mass of a ship would
true.
not so much.
But I assume it can't. It's going to have to be mounted on the prow. Put the whole ship behind it, because you're not going to rear mount it, are you? Because it's just going to tear through whatever part of the wood you've mounted. So anyway, we'll work on the mountain. I'll solve that.
Yes.
The next question is, knowing how fragile it is, can I maybe see a path to making it slightly more reliable?
No.
Absolutely not.
As in changing how effective it is, like so it won't explode.
Basically making it down, like changing that D100 roll to like a 25% chance rather than a 50% chance. So can I repair parts of it?
It's not a mechanical issue.
Right.
It's
just a design flaw.
It's not a design flaw. You get the impression that because I know that last time you got like a 30-something roll for your Arcana
ridiculous,
or something daft. It's not mechanical problem. You get the idea that the weapon itself, when it was originally created, probably worked perfectly and didn't have the chance of exploding. It's the fact of just how old it is that the enchantments within the crystal are breaking down, and it's got so much energy in it, it might well just explode.
Fair enough. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense, and no repairing it. But now do I understand how it was made? Can I draw up a blueprint and tell the artificers? No, right, okay.
No
just
way.
hand it off to the guild and be like, hey, guys.
Not in the slightest.
Started. Okay,
and
cool.
I've realised for some strange reason everybody's frozen.
You went. We all left and came back, so I don't know if you'd done a thing where you'd gone over Discord or whatnot.
I'll change.
I like the face I'm pulling.
I know, I was very happy. I'll just quickly flick it to the be right back scene and then back again, so we'll be very quickly back, and hopefully that'll sort it out.
Everyone change seats quickly.
And we're back again. Hooray! We're right.
Okay.
It's fine. It's all working fine now. Apologies that it's the
Excellent.
issues with not having a crew sorting your shit out for you.
If Fanta want to send us any freebies for that blatant advertising that we did,
For good luck, while
yeah,
no.
Yeah, there we go. Right, okay. So I know what I know. I'm gonna. It's safe to put in the bag of holding. I've already done this, haven't I?
Yeah, you can put it in the bag of holding.
Okay, cool. I'll keep it safe for now, and I will add myself a las cannon to my inventory. Cool. I'm gonna come up and share the.
By all means,
pencil
I can
with
rename
everyone.
it. That's not a problem.
Yeah, it's no
I know
problem.
nothing of Games Workshop, so
call it something original like a Neo Vicolite. Or a bolt rifle. I don't know.
the Kiora cannon.
Kiora cannon. Yeah. It's quite literally
how
200
about, big fantastical gun. Just BFG for short will be fine.
Yeah. Then we'll be in trouble from Bethesda and Roldar. Brilliant.
Anywho,
But anyway, I'll call it.
moving
Hey,
on.
look, this is fucking marvelous, but we've maybe got to use it once, and we don't want to mount it on the ship because it might blow the ship up. 50% chance it blows everyone up. But also, if we don't mount it to something, whoever shoots it is going that way a very, very, very long way.
I mean, might be able to hold on to it.
I mean, the DC on that thing. I mean, you'd have to ground yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
Cadell could have a good chance of holding it. Oh, it'd make quite a good emergency escape mission.
Yeah.
Before you explode. Yeah,
That is
on
a
the
good
bright
question.
side, if it flies or pushes you away from the ship's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, where does it explode? At the point of trigger, or
No,
at the point that they finish moving?
after. It does say
Yeah.
after use. There's a chance of it exploding.
Okay, good.
It'll be like a Wile E. Coyote moment. You'll
Ah.
just disappear, little cloud of dust, and then
In the distance, yeah.
Mhm.
That's fine. So yes, everybody is on edge. The crew on the Little Anna, in fact, on all the ships,
Everyone.
are pulling double shifts effectively. It is all hands on deck to sail as fast as possible away from there.
Any signs of pursuit, sounds of anything? The water, does it look
No,
weird, scary?
The horrendously creepy sounds, which is going to be haunting the nightmares of many a sailor, is faded into the distance.
How similar were they to the weird thing that came out of the old guy? I mean,
Yeah, what
obviously
did,
a lot.
what did the
Was it-
tentacle actually look like? Was
It's,
it?
you say it was dark. It was
So
wet.
you saw the outline of
So
it.
yeah, I mean you could see it moving and wrap around. You can see its general shape as it went. There's nothing preventing you from thinking it was very similar.
It's on a large scale.
Just
So there's two things here that I reckon. Either we've killed that thing's offspring, and it's pissed off and it's come to see what it is, or I've taken the last defense of the castle away, and it's been waiting for its chance for a very fucking long time. Or maybe both. I don't know.
so it was trying to attack the castle, but it knew that there was big, nasty guns on the roof, so it didn't. So it's actually we've done it a favour. It could be our friend.
Right, or
We should go
we've
back.
killed its child.
Oh
and
well,
it's-
yes.
Yeah.
Well, roll
I don't think it's going to be a great conversationalist.
no.
Also, given the way everyone covered their ears and
Although-
dropped the deck in terror when it made that noise, I don't think anyone else wants to hear it speak.
Well, I mean, we only saw one tentacle. For all we know, it could be just a normal size octopus with one really, really, really big tentacle.
Massive hench tentacle.
Yeah, just the one. He's just been going to the gym, just ignoring all the other seven limbs.
The gym.
The sea
Not his
gym.
wanking tentacle at all.
But they're sticky. That wouldn't work. You couldn't. It would just stick to it, and then he'd just pull it off. Anyway, but,
It would pull it off. I think that's the problem.
pull it.
So moving on.
I've lost my train of thought now. I went to calamari rings, and now I'm.
well,
Let's just-
the captain
Captain,
comes up to you. It's
going.
like, right, we are firmly away from that place, and I can't say any of us want to go back. What is our plan?
Well, here, get the maps out. Let's show them what we've discovered.
We
Yeah,
have maps.
Oh well, very, very old maps. So
Better than we've got. We'll make it up as we go.
why? Exactly. Well, we've gone this way. We've found this far, but I figure it gives us something to aim for. So, and we'll share the maps and get out his cartographer mate and
Yes.
work out.
Yeah, by all means. Yeah, you all head into the navigation room, map room, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, you lay out the maps. You are looking over them, and Mr. Ashbourne is in there. He's looking over it, and he's going, Oh, this is brilliant. Certainly gives us a good idea of the land, at least. I mean, yeah, there might be thousands of years old, but the land doesn't move.
There's only so much
change
that
that
changes. I
quickly.
figure.
Yeah.
Like passage of time ain't going to necessarily remove a landmass short of a cataclysm. So,
Yes,
I'm not saying there
exactly.
hasn't been one.
Well, no, but this is the best we've got to go on. Certainly looks like we were heading in roughly the right direction. Looks like we're headed towards potentially these islands or this area of landmass over here. Certainly the right kind of direction. Whatever is there now, we'll see or find out, I suppose.
Yeah, what do you reckon? How long? The pace we've got with these small ones as we start, reducing the fleet. What do you reckon we can do?
A few weeks.
All right. Well, we can.
Given fair sailing, yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, as long as that bastard back there don't come looking for the snack, I suppose we might be all right.
Well, then it is the best plan we have. Let us set sail.
Aye.
Well, at least we've got a direction. I need to start resting my men, get them some sleep.
You're not the only one. Jesus, that was an exhausting bit of shore leave.
Shore leave, indeed.
I mean,
well, I'm glad I didn't take part in from the sounds of things.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there'll be some nightmares amongst us for a while with that one, but
I imagine there will
be. Worth the risk, because we know more than we did about a great many things. And also, we brought some smut back.
Mm-hmm. Got quite a bit. Check out this.
On
I'll
a ship full of sailors, I'd keep that under lock and key, eh?
One for the captain. Aye.
He slides one out the middle of the pile.
Uh-huh.
And just throws that into his cabin.
I'll be seeing you later.
Yeah, so then so he strides out, starts barking orders about the night shift effectively properly taking over, and the day shift sailors to get some rest, get some sleep.
Aye.
So yes, what is your plan? Are you just getting some kip? What are you doing?
I don't know about the rest of you, but I am fucking shattered.
Yes, definitely need a rest.
If it comes up, I've got 3 spells and I'm out. So
crack on.
Yeah,
Kraken.
Fail. Kraken.
Kraken.
So yes, you by all means you can have a long rest. Click your long resty buttons.
Yay!
I will do Cadell's, though I don't think he needs much resting.
He's in good order.
He is. He's all right.
I was in pretty good nick as well.
I wasn't in a bad way. I was still on 70 hit points. I just had no spells left at all.
Yeah,
that's the same. We managed to get it all up, but
that's what she said. So you you get some rest. Morning comes. Is there anything in particular you want to achieve, or should we go straight into rolling for conditions?
We got. I'm just as a basic thing. I think we're gonna all just start studying the hell out of the books we brought back, right?
Yeah.
Weeks. We brought loads of books.
Fair.
So
studying the hell out of smut.
Yeah.
Checking for
every page.
all the different races I've never seen before. Ones with three boobs and 6 heads and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, especially the Deep Sea Kama Sutra that you've picked up.
There's one with a weird tentacle monster. I don't think that thing looked like this.
Anyway, so the rest of the books, I believe you got one on ancient dragons.
Yes, that was one I picked up.
You've got a couple of books on magic, on gods, on
Vampire Wars.
You got vampire history and the Vampire Wars.
Mm-hmm. We got all of his journals as well, didn't we? Going further back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what is it you wish to glean across this particular? Suppose you've got a few weeks. So,
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
I'd like to study the dragon one to see where
What
I
else
don't
to
know.
punch?
What sort of what sort of size, maybe what region, if there was a area where they were inhabiting, and if there was any, I don't know, ones that survived or like great. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to get. Just some information about.
Fair
dragons.
enough. Well, in the book on dragons, you know that there were a lot of well-known dragons, which were associated with chromatics, which is generally well known about dragons anyway. But in these particular dragons, they were heavily linked to the not necessarily the gods themselves, but to the element, and therefore the different planes of existences of that element as well. Because it is theorized, not necessarily directly understood, but it's theorized that where a lot of their breath attacks come from is channeling the energy from these other planes. Because like fire, you can kind of probably understand, but then there were ice attacks. Makes no sense from a biological point of view, but you believe it's like probably tapping into these other realms, and it being more magical than it is biological.
Okay,
makes sense.
Yeah, and there were any particular region that these heralded from. They were all over the place. Obviously, the more polar regions, regions or mountainous regions, much more likely to encounter ice dragons and such like. So they tend to stick to wherever their natural habitat tends to be. So you get green dragons in forest areas, and such like that. So it kind of stuff that makes sense. But what kind of you didn't know is that a lot of there were some dragons which fell into legend of dragons that were so huge, like beyond ancient and massive, including like one of the skulls that you saw within the castle you left behind. Was truly monstrously huge. They would swallow your ship as a snack.
Right.
But it was they were monstrously huge, but again, they were so incredibly rare.
Yeah.
Cool. So, so on magic / gods, anything in particular you wanting? That anyone's wanting, you can swap and share all these books around amongst yourselves. You don't have to stick to the same ones.
Find any reference to our gods that have been manipulating us? Did I miss that?
Not really.
Okay.
There were no in the books on gods. There were no reference to those names or those symbols.
Fair enough. All right. I think I'll go through the guys' journals over that course. I'll make that mine. I'll just go back and back and back as far as we can over the weeks.
Sure. On those, you make out that yes, his family were caretakers and guardians of the castle, of Castle Ignar, and over the years, you know that they've been guarding the knowledge of precisely what they were guarding it from has probably slipped out of memories. It's kind of been passed down over time. But it's just that and over kind of the course of his lifetime, he has had a massive series of nightmares, and it's not necessarily just nightmares, but almost like something's been trying to invade his mind over a series of century or more. But just very slowly, just picking away at him over time.
We're getting the impression that that's what happened.
It's most likely that something has been slowly corrupting him.
And taking shape inside him. All right, cool. All right, well, that'll do for me. I'll read that for now. If anyone else comes up with anything interesting that I could be... Yeah, anything dwarf related, because I'm still interested in dwarfs, and anything artifice related, because the whole place was a wonder to me. But
yeah, I mean, certainly nothing from those books. He wasn't magically inclined, and he wasn't mechanically inclined, so...
No, this is just to anyone reading any other books. It's like, if you see out that interests me, let me know, sort of a thing.
Sure. Anything else? I mean,
I take it there wasn't any mention in the diary of the tentacle thingy, was there?
What in those diaries?
Yeah.
Not specifically, but lots of imagery to that effect in his nightmares.
That thing's been underneath waiting for him. So what about, just quickly, any mention of times he's had to defend the place, and against whom?
More warning shots across the bow, and that's generally enough to turn ships back.
And we're assuming they're all going to have been Hathen ships in the last 150 years of their knowledge, or any mention of what they might have been?
No, a lot of the time he might make note of interesting design patterns on the ships. He didn't know who the ships belonged to. He didn't care. His job was to make sure they were turning back, and that's what he did. There were some of different design ships. There's some with black sails and cannons, and some with large triangular sails, but
direction they came from or anything like that, or
no, he's not a sailor. He's not. He was just. You say it's not a detailed thing. It's just a loose diary of his own.
All right, I will share the ship descriptions with our captain, and he can sort of chalk off anything.
He was looking at them, and then he taps his finger on the description of the black sails, and he goes, "Pirates, most likely."
Well, if we can narrow it down, there's got to be people out there still. This is there's only 2 lifetimes of you lot, so it's not that old, not like the rest of this stuff.
Yeah. We'll see where we're going. Let's see what might arrive.
Yeah, you're awfully laid back about this situation, Captain. I admire it, I do.
Ultimately, these are old texts with no idea what we're going to find. It's an adventure.
So it is. Good to be alive, eh? To be alive.
Certainly a lot better than that place, eh? Yeah.
I know. Tell me about that. Right.
So, anything else? We've got books on vampires, vampire wars, magic, gods. What do you want to know?
Vampires. Trying to find a description of see if I can find similar to the guy that we saw in the castle.
Okay. Yeah.
Smart move.
There are. It's a good question, and you do find a detailed description of him within, and particularly towards the end of said books, as the last one of a handful of vampire survivors.
Does it give a name?
Bear with me. It did give a name.
Wood Cullen.
It gave. It gave the name Boulder as the name.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So are our gods actually vampire survivors?
Mm.
And did we just give the vampires the world back?
Oh.
Can we look for the other names in those books?
Yeah, you can, and if you, they're not always precisely the same, but they're either very similar or a known alias of the last few surviving vampires.
I take it, and that's just our gods. The current gods. There's no mention of them. It's just
No, the current of the old gods. They all decided to leave the material plane and become fully absorbed into their the primordial gods' planes.
Yeah.
And in doing so, they used the last bit of their power to partially break the curse on the vampires. So because this was the back end of the Vampire Wars, and what they decided to do was stop the vampires from being able to produce more vampires. And in doing so, they're able to thin out their numbers and eventually kill them, rather than feeding giving them more armies.
Not so much breaking the curse as just, we'll wait you out now, vampires.
Well, this is it. I mean,
yeah.
But ultimately their goal for coming back to the material plane was to become godlike, but they couldn't do so without a soul to channel said energies through. They did, in their absence from the material plane, create their own version of magic, which they referred to as blood magic, but it is not the same. It's not the same thing.
Right. Okie dokie. So these vampires that are our manipulators or whoever they are that have made us do everything. Are they really old surviving? Are they like some of the original batch? Are they?
Oh yes,
dead
incredibly ancient. Yes.
Yeah, so they're not some of the sort of the fledglings who happen to survive. They're proper.
Yes, they're incredibly wise, incredibly ancient, and they only survived by shifting into a pocket dimension. Nobody knew where they were.
Bloody pocket dimensions, very useful things.
Yes, where they could shift into a pocket dimension and then live effectively forever.
Yeah.
And just wait out.
Really fucking hungry. Yeah.
Oh no! According to the books, they took a village with them.
Okay, so they've got a farm, right?
Yes.
And okay, so based on the maps we've got and the direction we're heading, what vampire influence would there have been where we were? What? Obviously, it's long
the
gone.
Vampire War was global.
Yeah. Oh well, fair enough.
It was. They were wanting to effectively create a following or big enough that they would have enough power from their worship to be ascend to godhood. But when during the Vampire Wars, they realised they could not gain any of that power from worshippers because they didn't have a soul.
So during our book
So
club
they
of
just
this,
carried on the war and just tried to obliterate everybody.
Fair enough. Are we, obviously we've been manipulated by all these vampires all this time, and, you know, I'm feeling so was Cromwell before, you know, to make this happen. But I'm just thinking about, and I can't get over Clarissa.
I was just
Does
about to
she
say,
fit-
are we
She
sure
fit the bill.
she wasn't maybe a vampire?
I'm starting to think that she fits the bill very well. She's charming. She tore someone to pieces. It was blood everywhere.
Is there any in those vampire books? Is there any alias? Is Clarissa an alias of any of the?
No, it's not.
But that's a name she's given
That's
to the
the
people.
yeah.
That's of their own creation. That's not what. So
I know,
Moving
but
back
So
then very
vampires-
quickly.
is that
vampires are smug.
the pocket
Vampires-
dimension? Does that mean the
Yeah.
pocket dimension's a feeding place for a vampire?
I'm just
Sorry,
curious
was
as
that
to
a
whether
question for me.
No,
Just a general
It's-
question for the group.
I think well, either they have a pocket dimension, or do we have the origins of Fort Epsilon? Was it made or was it found by the Hathans?
You would believe it was made by the Hath.
Because though they made it, it wasn't like they found it and did what they always did and just claimed it was theirs.
You don't know.
'Cause, you know,
As far as information is told, it's they made it, but
yeah.
Given what I now know, that we saw Boulder, and he is a vampire. When he disappeared, now I know that he's a vampire and he has a pocket dimension. Does any of it ring a bell with Meridian? Was there any sort of signal or words that he spoke that would suggest he teleported into a pocket dimension, or was there?
no. There
Did he
was
turn
no.
into a-
There was no words. There was no magical gesturing.
Well, this rings true if they have their form of magic as blood magic. That any of the people, anything we've tried to discern a school of magic from hasn't necessarily rung true to us because it's not worked. So it's entirely possible that the way they summon and conjure and their spells take effect don't actually interact with the world in the way that the magic that we're capable of does.
Well, the only reason I was asking is because if Clarissa is a vampire, then why was she stuck in our pocket dimension? She needed me to get out, or she needed the teleportation spell of Cromwell to get out. So
maybe Clarissa
she-
was
Boulder
wrong,
could
and
just-
even by vampire standards.
Did she need us to get out?
well, she controlled Cromwell, didn't she? And got him to use his
In
teleportation.
the end, she did.
spell.
Yeah.
So maybe she was ooh, I don't know. It's all getting a bit confusing.
So there was
now.
he just literally just disappeared, no sign, because he turned and looked at us, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did. He acknowledged you being there.
Yeah.
He didn't. He
was
didn't
it
shout.
cheerful? Was it threatening?
He didn't shout "bat" really loudly, just sort of like "bat," and then turned.
No, he didn't know.
Yeah.
There was, because I remember Helena had her detect magic up at the time.
Yeah.
And there was
You
nothing,
saw
was there?
a blinding flash of magic, but of no particular school. And he just vanished. There was no gesturing, no words, just a looked at you through the book and vanished.
And the
Maybe
book
that's
that he was
Ludwig.
reading was one of the books on the vampire.
It was the
world.
vampire history, yeah.
So he was reading it. What a vain, self-obsessed little.
Well, I was going to say it's a very vampire thing. This isn't it? I suppose. Just
Maybe he was-
seeing how
maybe-
people remember him.
Maybe he was looking to tie up loose ends. Get rid of this book. But then he'd
Well,
have
why
taken
did
it
he
with
ta-
him. Why would
he
he
would
throw
have
it?
taken it with
Doesn't make
him.
any sense.
So with the history of the one he was reading, is there any indication within that book of an enemy of Boulder? is there anything in there that would suggest where he would be going next? Any loose ends regarding Boulder and his history?
No, just that all of their group, their burning desire for more power. They've roamed the earth for so many millennia that they, and then even then, roamed. They left the material plane and roamed the eternal void.
It doesn't stack.
And then
then.
came back to the
No,
material.
but I hate to say it, Grom, but we're searching for the next stone, the crystal similar to Leetherns. Is it possible that this vampire is also searching for this thing? If they're searching for power,
well, I don't. You see, here's the thing. It looks like we've all been manipulated into creating this version of reality. Certainly, that localized version that we've now left, and they did that because all of a sudden worship happened. They were being worshipped. And as we know about these books, that would make a lot of sense because all that power, all that faith, surely, I mean, I'm not no theologian, but surely all of that faith is going to empower a person. So it appears that they've engineered a situation where Hatheria becomes a happy nation that's worshipping these gods that never respond, and that's because they're off slurping all the tasty worship power. But what that suggests to me is that this horde was not their doing and wasn't part of their plan, because their power would be greatly diminished now as a result of the loss of so many worshippers. Unless, of course, them all crying out to them in their final throes is something very tasty.
What if
the vampires aren't all on the same team?
Or the horde was not part of their plan. It clearly wasn't part of Leetern's plan.
What if they control the horde? What if the horde is their plan?
Why would they?
As a new army instead of an army of enslaved humans? Because if they can't pass on the thingy, then they need.
I mean, from what we saw, it just swept across a continent and wiped out all before it. It didn't so much conquer as it just consumed. That leaves naught to have power over. But if they engineer...
What about the rest of this place?
Maybe. Who knows? It could be a spawning ground for a new army. But what they did is they persuaded us through visions and prophetic moments to go and be in this location at this time that enabled the changing of the world, that put them at the center of a whole nation's worship. You think of the world we came from. It was one god. It was, again, a faceless god. It was they were nothing.
Could we? Hear me out. Could we have been in a vampire's pocket dimension that had just got out of control?
What,
Hatheria?
Yeah. But the one we come from, could it have just grown and developed over years to become a nation?
Would my understanding of pocket dimension construction, limited though it is right now, tell me whether that was even possible?
Given the information you've gleaned from the other dimensions and the dimension map, which you now have, or planar map that you now have, you know that all planes intersect and overlap to some degree. So, theoretically possible that you could have one where you could cross over, because there are points within the material plane where it's much easier to cross over to other planes.
But pockets exist in the void between, so they, in theory, should be bubbles that touch note, short of a magical pathway.
Theoretically, but you're entirely bringing up a concept out of your expertise.
Yeah,
not really a pocket dimension, is it? It's a satchel at least. It's
it's a little bit more than just a breast pocket, isn't it?
it's a dimension of holding, isn't it? If it's a whole, we've got, because it's not just Hatheria. We went to
Aldora.
Aldora. It was all.
Yeah.
I think that because we crossed that barrier, that suggests that was the effect of Lee Turn's spell. That was the effect of the changes. He changed what was inside, but not what was without. And I'm not sure that he knew about the existence of this horde.
The magic books that we've got, is there any mention of Leethan's magical stone that we went and got for him, or other stones that are the same?
No.
Okay.
Bugger. Well, I'm out of ideas, chaps. Let's just
Going all
float
the way
aimlessly.
back.
Yes, get to this land. So you
Yeah,
find
we've got
somebody
weeks,
with
haven't we?
us.
We've got weeks. We've only been sailing for 20 minutes, Hector. We've got loads to do. Does anyone know how to play rummy?
I mean, I'm sure we can work it out.
I'm sure I've got one of them sets with me. One of them things. Starting set. You always get something, don't you?
Yeah, either dice or
Yeah, dragon
or-
chests or stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And amongst all the sailors, they've got loads of games to amuse themselves. So.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure they do. Did we still have the journals from the temple with guard around the guard? We took them all.
I assume so.
I
unless you've kept them anywhere.
don't believe we
somewhere
gave
in
them
that
all
bag
to
of holding.
Cromwell. I believe we just passed over the gem. So I just knowing a little bit more about, because that's only about 1,000 years past, wasn't it? Not several thousand, if I remember rightly.
Yes.
That was yeah. So I'm gonna So for the rest of the journey, I'm gonna cross-reference and see how many data points intersect between the two libraries of information we've got.
They don't.
Oh well, that was easy.
No
mentions,
one
nothing
is
that
of
would.
tens of thousands of years
Yeah.
old, and one which is about 1,000 years old.
That's absolutely fine. I just never quite understood the purpose of what the guy was doing with the shard, other than guarding the shard. I just assumed there might be we're keeping it away from these vampires because they don't want the fuckers to change the world and get the power back.
No, it was. It is far too powerful an item when combined together to be in the hands of any one person or
Fair
any
enough.
people.
You know what was odd though? There was a group that done something similar to us beforehand. He was part of the group.
He was part of one of the groups. Yes. One of. There's been many versions of you over the years.
But are we the only ones who've succeeded in this way? Have they been manipulated constantly and have just not done what was needed of them?
I feel like we've got to get to land to find some
I think we have.
answers.
Yeah,
If this has
you
happened
know-
before, then surely someone knows. Someone will say, "Oh, it's the new group from the blah de blah who have been tricked
You might
by
say all of
such and
this has happened
such,"
before and it will happen again.
and they'll send us on our merry way and say, "You've got to get to what you may call it to rescue the doodly thing."
Well, do you know what? There's nothing like a night on a ship to have a philosophical discussion about the nature of time and history and demons and all of that. But I think, yeah, you're right. Let's
Roll for
give
conditions.
this more thought and let's.
By all means,
What's the
someone
weather
can
look
roll
like?
for conditions.
I shall roll. It's a 12.
Overnight.
12.
12. Condition
Alright.
12.
It's fair sailing conditions. So
Sailing.
Set
Fair.
condition 12 throughout the fleet.
yeah, it's fair sailing. To the point where you are able to transport a few more ships worth of
Excuse me.
or boats worth of people to the new Grommune, if that's what you're now calling it.
It is apparently
Yeah.
a new Grammune.
And as you've been kind of traveling over there, you have found that they are starting to. It's obviously slow progress building up over there, but one of the beyond sleeping quarters, one of the first things that are being constructed are places of worship.
Oh, interesting.
So, I mean, obviously, your necessities have been met. Then beyond that, they start building up places of worship, because ultimately, they are being seen as saviors. Especially since Hector was a champion of
Hector,
Oder.
you fucking numpty.
I keep going to the Oda people, checking in, and being like, "Yes, I'm Oda will be pleased with this place of worship."
I'm not sure we should be encouraging play. Hey, Meridian, you're a charismatic chap. You want to start maybe holding story circles in the new Grammune and sort of read passages of the Vampire War. Maybe drop a name or two that is, something that'll make people think, hang on a minute, that's very similar to...
Oh, that's...
Maybe I don't want to worship a vampire.
Well, yes. The danger is...
Fancy giving them any more juice.
Well, no, but what if they don't mind worshipping a vampire? What if we start a cult?
I mean, that's all well and good until they come for someone's child in the night.
Yes, but there's a horrible...
That's another question. I
could see people offering themselves as...
Well, yes, and also, I mean,
I know what you're getting at.
I'm not the biggest fan of religion, like mass wholesale, organized religion. And I just feel that at the moment, everybody's happy and they don't really care. If we go down that path, there's a strong possibility that we could end up fracturing each religion and then creating a holy war within our own pocket dimension. Those who are for the vampires, those who are against the vampires, possibly another one that doesn't believe any of it. Then we'll end up with one that thinks vampires are actually just people with pointy teeth, and then we'll get ones that think that Hatheria is flat, and then
it's all gone to shit. It's fair enough.
Yes, I think at the moment ignorance is bliss.
All right. Okay. So another question. Have we had any unexplained disappearances in the Grammune? We got magistrates. We must have people over there. Nothing?
No,
everyone's still accounted for. No one's missing. No one's lost. No accidents.
There's been some near misses with people and lava, but...
Well, as to be expected.
A few injuries here and there, but no fatalities.
There was that fat guy with a beard that was trying to cook chicken in the lava.
It's amazing how you just combine the two and it goes from what to tasty.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but he had a stutter. He called it lava chicken. Big guy, blue t-shirt.
Our session tonight's just full of lawsuits.
It is. That one was for the younger community. If there was any kids going, "Oh, I got that reference."
Oh, guys, there are no young people watching this stream.
I don't know.
I like your optimism, but no.
Yeah, but no. And on that night, Kai Brown, log off and go to bed. It is a school night.
But if the views go down by one now, I'm going to be like, "Is that?"
Yeah.
It'll be on. It'll be on because he likes to every Monday likes to walk up and whisper to me, going, "I was watching last night," and I have to go, "Stop it."
You can get yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
Anyway, brief segue there. Okay, so we're not gonna do that. I'll check in with the guild people and see how they're doing, adjusting to life down here. All of that.
In the Grammune, you mean? Sorry.
Mm-hmm. On our
Um,
visits.
They're not overly happy about it, to be honest.
No?
I mean,
What do you need?
they're surviving.
Yeah.
It's still a cramped space. They want sky above their heads. They want to actually build their own home in a new land. They actually want to
Well,
settle. Living in this pocket dimension was promised to them to be temporary.
all right, and we're on that. Don't worry.
Is,
But I mean, you
well,
can
if we're talking
come
story time, I'll go back and I'll explain what happened at the last bit of land that we stopped on, and they'll soon be quite fucking happy
David.
that they're living in.
Do you know that's actually a really good idea? Firstly, tales from the ship and from the journey to a new home are a really good idea. And
I'll bring
excuse
some smut. I'll bring the smut. I'll keep them entertained for a few weeks.
Yeah, well, share the smut books, make a library. That's fine.
Have a population boom.
Yeah, we got a photocopy.
Depending on exactly the level of the smut. But we'll share details of the quest and excruciating details of our close encounters. But obviously make us out to be super heroic. And that could be a good thing Meridian does every week or so.
Oh
Excuse me again.
yeah, it'll be like
Excuse me.
Rimmerworld. It will be every Meridian will be this muscular.
After reading the smut.
Silence, travesty!
Yeah,
Right.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's fine. That is something.
How many days of fair travelling did we get?
I don't know.
Let's say
2 weeks
that
worth.
was one of.
Just 1 day.
I say 1 week.
1 week.
Lovely.
I mean, I know it's not exactly going to be a week,
Yeah.
but given an average of having the wind behind you or
Yeah.
whatever else,
Yeah,
it all works out to be all right.
fair enough.
So,
we established
who's
somebody had a dice set in the end. No, on the
Yeah.
in the game, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right,
No. I was just.
me, Hector, and
Ro-
Grom will carve little wooden soldiers, and we'll get our dice out, and we'll be having little fantasy battles on the deck of the ship.
I'll make my cannon into like a triarch stalker or something like that, so you can walk around the battlefield and just blow the fuck out of everything.
Oh, have we successfully mounted the gun at this point?
No, I have not yet. That'll be a job for week 2. I think we'll look to mount the gun to the prow of the ship. But no, still. I mean, if I mount it to the ship, it's a one and done. It will
Yeah,
be
the
what
ship
saves
could
the
be-
fleet, but it will
could be-
sink the ship.
Kaput.
So maybe
gotta-
I won't mount it to that yet. It might be quite good to mount it to an eagle. One of you polymorphed, and you can just strap it around the eagle, and then you can fly high up in the air, and then get shot 50 foot back.
Yeah, I was going to say that'll be
That'd be quite cool.
not classed as mounted, but
I
still,
know, but I like
yeah.
the idea of it just a wah! And then just a cloud of feathers just falling down.
So week
Immediately
2.
followed by featherfall. Week 2, I have just rolled dice. I rolled a 4.
Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah.
So as you sail on, you get to a point. I mean, during this week, what are you intending? What is your intentions on accomplishing? Were you going to do something with the weapon?
I'm not going to mount it. Having investigated the ship, I will maybe come up with a place where it could securely be mounted. And maybe spend the week doing that, making it so that there's a good field of fire from the front of the ship. Then I'm going to take it off and put it back in the bag of holding. Maybe jury-rig a system whereby it can be mounted quite quickly. But I don't want it to be something that little Johnny, when he's swabbing the deck, could accidentally catch.
Well, okay. Well, on that then, make a let's see. Make an intelligence check then.
Straight intelligence.
Just
I will
a straight intelligence.
bless myself. Would I be using any tools for this, or is it just working out how to do it?
I'll say yes, you can, because then it's figuring out and doing it.
Right, cool. In that case, then I get to double my proficiency. Which is a 14 plus 8, so 22.
Okay. You figured a way to be able to mount it on onto the 4 ballista.
Right. Cool.
At the front of the ship. So, it in itself is pivoted, and you found a way to be able to mount it upon that without it interfering with the mechanism.
That's handy. So it's going to do both if need be.
Yeah, I mean the actual weapon itself is probably about 2.5 to 3 foot. I mean it's a reasonable size, wide cylinder, and then probably the same again lengthwise.
Cool.
It's a decent size, but compared to the size of a ballista, not at all. But it's also a lot more powerful. Yeah, so you can do that. So you have been tinkering away, and then you can take it off, store it, and you will say that if you're wanting to do that, it'll take an action to mount it.
Click. Nice.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a Jubilee clip like that. Click, tied, done. Right.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
While
Okay,
he's
that's
doing
delightful.
this, I think me and Hector will be just watching because why help? Grom's got it covered. And
Thanks, chaps.
Grom will be explaining how to change all the settings on the the weapon itself.
Me and Hector are just nodding, but not really listening. And as soon as Grom's out of earshot, I just turn to Hector and go, "That lens, it's shaped water. It's just being held into place with some sort of magical. I want to lick it.
You think we could drink it?
Well, that's what every time I see it, I think I bet that tastes amazing.
I bet it gives us really good powers.
I don't know, but he won't leave it on there, will he? He keeps putting it back in the bag of holding.
Well, maybe we could say there's a kraken, Grom. Chef Grom, there's a kraken, and then he bring it out, and then we distract him and drink.
I've been listening to this from just enough of a distance with it in my bag, and I go around behind the mast, and I get my alchemy jug out, and I get my water bottle, and I fiddle for a bit, and I pour a load of mayonnaise into my water bottle, shake it up so that it's runny mayonnaise, and put the alchemy jug away, and then I'll be like, "All right, you want to try it? Well, look, you're lucky. I've managed to extract in a small amount for you. It's a dangerous process. I hope you know that you nearly had the ship blown up. But you get to lick it, you get to taste it." And I thrust the water bottle at both of them.
After you, Hector.
But Grom, I think it gives you powers, so maybe would you like to take it first?
Well, no, I'm well aware of what it gives you, and I want no part of it. If you don't trust a dwarf who knows what he's talking about, do as you please and get what's coming to you.
Smells all right. I'll drink it. It's
Mayonnaise.
When okay,
it's a bit like mayonnaise.
It's
mayonnaise.
It's like mayonnaise.
As Meridian was probably sure that Grom, there was no way that Grom was going to let us drink the lens of his new gun. I was pretty confident that this was going to be a scam. But as Hector drinks it, I'm going to do minor illusion to make it look like his eyes are flaming. And I'm just going to turn to Grom and go, "Oh my god, it actually works! It's actually giving him powers!"
I have powers.
I'm going to, while he's looking at Meridian in amazement, he's got powers, I'm going to cast Reduce on him.
On
To
Hector?
make him shrink. On Hector.
Yeah, get it if you want.
So it's up to you whether you just let this happen because you're thinking your powers are coming, or whether you actually make the con save.
What is the con save?
It's 17.
Oh yeah, I fail.
Excellent.
13.
So you shrink. You reduce your size is halved in all dimensions.
Oh.
For the next minute. Oh, my goodness! Look, his powers have come true. Look.
And as there's lots of like sailors and civilians that pass you, having a good laugh at you as you're walking past, but then you hear a "Sails on the horizon" being shouted down from the crow's nest.
Oh, shit.
Excuse me.
Come on, Hector, we've got work to do. And I pick him up, put him under my arm, and I run off. Run off to the front of the ship.
What was the four? What was the four for? Because we rolled the four for the sailing.
I imagine it sails on the horizon,
It's
but
the
I mean,
it's the ship. So yeah. Then you get to the very front of the ship, and you see the captain there with a spyglass looking out, and you see and he just turns to you all and goes, "Black sails."
Oh,
as we feared.
how many? Just the one?
One for
How
now.
many ships? One for now.
well, are you gonna give that thing a go, Grom? Get that apparatus at the ready.
We can't risk the fleet.
We can't risk the fleet. No. Can we outrun them? Or do we go
Doubtful.
ahead and take
We'll
them
do our
out?
best.
I mean, what are the odds if we go and engage and get ourselves a second ship?
We'll have to engage alone without
Aye.
the fleet.
How far ahead could we get here?
Sorry.
Grom, next time we're at the new Grom unit, it might be a good idea to try and get your shorter brethren to knock up some cannons.
They're already working. They've got the technology. That's what I meant to ask when I went to check on them, other than being unhappy. How are they doing with the design and production of gunpowder weaponry?
Slowly, because
It's fair enough.
it's all been on survival.
Yeah.
And
It's fair enough.
expanding living quarters for in the new Gromming.
Yeah.
So, but at the moment, the sails are on the horizon.
How far do we reckon by Eagle?
Well, horizon's only 3 miles, so however long it takes for an eagle to go 3 miles, it's not that long.
What do you say, people? Shall we fly ahead?
Are they facing us? Which way does it look like they're traveling?
You can see the full sail, so it looks like they've either happened to be going away from you or towards you, or they've turned towards you as they've spotted you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what are the odds that a pirate ship, crude though it is, would do all right against a team of well-trained, seasoned adventurers?
I think we would probably kick their ass, but it's getting close enough to kick their ass. I mean, inevitably they're going to have cannons, and we don't. We've got to get within fireball range.
How far can you teleport, Meridian?
How's your door work?
Oh yes.
Aye.
Ooh.
There's another question there is, we can breathe underwater.
Oh, we can.
Hmm.
So the arcane gate, yes. 500 feet.
So here's a question with the arcane gate. If you were to open it underwater, would the water just flood through it?
I don't know the details of Arcane Gate, I'm afraid.
Because that'd be an awesome way to clear the deck of a ship.
Well, yeah. I did think that, actually. Open it above the ship and below the ship and flood the ship. You create linked teleportation portals that remain open for the duration. Choose 2 points on the ground. Yeah. So it needs to be anchored.
I don't even think it's going to work on the deck of a ship then.
No, yeah, I was thinking you couldn't do it on a ship either, could you?
No.
And it claims to be teleportation as well, which teleportation generally requires a willing participant, not a load of water as well.
Well, no, any creature or object entering the portal exits from the other portal as if the two were adjacent to each other. Passing through the portal from a non-portal side has no effect. Passing through a portal... Oh, I'm with you, so yeah. The mist that fills each portal is opaque and blocks vision through it. On your turn, you can rotate the rings as a bonus action, so the active side faces a different direction.
Oh, so you could put it. Could you use it like in front of a river to divert a river?
Well,
So
yeah, because
that's
it says it must be placed 2 points on the ground that you can see, but then you can spin it, so it obviously hasn't got to be on the ground.
I think it needs a point, a fixed
it needs
point
to be on
rather
the
than
ground.
Yeah,
and then on the ground, and then a door appears. Right? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't actually say it; just says create linked teleportation portals.
Yeah, portal. So you have to have a place
I
on
know.
the ground for it to be anchored to, and then it creates a portal at that point
Yeah,
for you to be able
But-
to
but-
go into.
oh, I think I mean, we knocked that on the head because that's not going to work. But breathing underwater, we could jump overboard. The rest of the fleet leg it, and then we board the ship while they're chasing the fleet. So they're chasing the fleet. The fleet are actually a distraction. While they're chasing them, we swim up, board the
There's
ship.
a slight issue. Obviously, it's no problem, but you've got to think about Hector's armor.
Oh yeah, I can't float.
No, but I can turn you into I can turn you into a fish.
True.
I mean,
Or we
what-
could just fly. We could just fly over and drop a wall of fire on the boat.
Yeah, but then we're seen, aren't we? I'm just thinking underwater, we're completely undetectable. Apart from the giant sea creatures that will probably eat us on the way. Yeah, let's just run.
You don't want to go and fight some pirates.
Well, I do.
You know. Well, I mean, do we think? Obviously, they might have cannon, but if we've got 2 eagles and we're quite high, and where's the sun?
Imagine
In the
trying
sky, Rob.
to hit an
Why?
eagle with a cannon. It'd be quite hard.
Yeah, it's mid-afternoon. So
I mean,
you're
I'm
ahead.
thinking, can we approach them out of the sun? Can we get up there and like they got to look at a big giant ball of fusion?
Um,
It's pretty hard to hit an eagle. That's when you're blind.
It's going to be tricky. I mean, you're heading approximately southwesterly, and they are
What?
to your effectively out to your starboard side. So
Right,
yeah,
so they're
so like
to see.
northwesterly. So
Why don't we wait to see if they get close? If they get close, we fly over and attack. But
well,
at the
let's make
moment, there's no point. I don't know, making enemies or attacking them if we don't need to.
They're pirates, Hector. They're already enemies.
Well, you don't know that.
They might be friendly pirates.
Friendly pirates, yeah. That just
I've seen no one on the seas for 6 weeks. Oh,
Yeah.
it'd be so lovely.
here's some gold and some food that we thought we'd bring you because we just like sharing.
What I'm saying is
Now,
they might
tell
not.
me,
They might not
Japanese
attack
rum.
when they see this, because obviously we've got a big fleet with us.
Yeah, at a completely unarmed fleet, not a single cannon. So they're looking at us and going, "Fuck me! Think of all the shit that we could steal."
All right, well let's just wait for them to get close and then we'll fly over and kill them.
Or
Sounds good.
rather than
Captain Tortune is already guiding the fleet in a trajectory to get far away from them as they can.
yeah, that's understandable.
Put us between them and the little ships.
What about rather than using 2 fourth level slots and creating 2 flying eagles, is just one of us turns Hector into a whale, we climb inside his mouth, and then he swims
I
underneath
ate you.
the boat.
And then I
No.
eat you all.
You gob us out.
And then I live out as a whale for the rest of my life.
It's not the worst idea.
I mean, obviously, Hector, it'll be the first time that you've spat out semen, but it will.
That's
will
not
save
true at all.
It will save us a spell slot, and
It's been a long time on this ship.
Speaking of semen, I have got a stat block here for a sperm whale. Well, it's an. I mean, it's an option.
So what do you do?
Well, we haven't got a lot of choice, have we? The captain's fucking off.
The
So.
fleet is fleeing.
yeah.
How?
Is the pirate ship coming towards us? Is it gaining
still-
on
it's
us?
still
Yeah,
going.
it is
Are we
gaining on
losing it? All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think let's put Cadell at the back of the ship because he's got the longest eyesight and he's got the eagle eye vision. So we put Cadell on the back, and any indication of fuses being lit or anything like that, then we go into battle mode. But until then, we just keep legging it.
Cadell and several other pirates are pointing out that there is more than one ship.
Oh,
shit.
right. Okay.
Oh, how many? What's the total?
3.
How many fireballs can we fire off? I've got 2.
Well, yeah, I mean a lot.
Well, could we just start nailing when they get 150 feet?
That's a little bit too close. That if you want to be fireballing them, you've got to make sure that they can't be shooting shit at us in the meantime. We have to get out there, take one ship and use it to fight them. Move from ship to ship. There's a lot of people to kill, but
I mean,
I could try and cut one of them in half.
how?
But we might explode
Rom,
if we do it.
Rom,
Yeah.
you know a fair bit of black powder weaponry now. How accurate is a cannon?
I mean, could I work out how accurate a cannon could be? I've never seen a cannon, but I've scaled up the idea. So
Again, not your forte. Make
firearms proficient.
yeah.
It's not really arms, is it?
No,
It's my
siege
cannon.
weaponry. By all means, make straight intelligence check.
I will bless myself. I won't bless myself. The D4 bounced out. Oh,
No, that's
okay.
a failed
50
bless.
Failed bless. Okay. 17 plus 4, 21.
Okay. You don't know precisely about accuracy, but you think range-wise, it could be in the thousands of feet.
Okay, so
I'm just
it's not going to be
thinking-
long.
No, but I'm just thinking.
How far away is the ship now?
As much as I really don't like
On
the
these
idea
ships.
of it, if I was on a rowboat, is there any chance? What's the chances of them managing to target a small vessel like a rowboat?
I feel like if they hit it, you're done for.
Yeah, but if they hit it,
How close is this? Are these pirates now?
We've been debating and such. They're about a mile out.
A mile.
I mean, I think we're about ready to go over there, aren't we? Are they?
yeah, fly.
What's the formation?
I'll
Are they
just
just
whale
in
me
a
up.
line?
They are in an approximate line, but yeah, they're fully prepared to be able to turn and broadside you at any moment.
We're a mile out now. We must have a much better idea of their armaments.
Yeah, Cadell can easily pick out, and especially any pirate with a spyglass.
sorry, can I just clarify that from now onwards that animate objects is only objects that are in the vicinity. We're changing that, aren't we? Yeah,
correct.
okey-dokey.
Cannonballs are a nice tiny object, though, right?
I wouldn't say they were tiny.
Yeah.
Particularly.
Small.
But yeah, you can tell that they're forward facing towards you at this moment in time, so you can't tell what their armament is down the sides of their ship, but you can tell they do have at least one front-mounted cannon.
Okay.
Okie dokie. I'm going to. Oh fuck! I didn't mean to do that.
Before we actually properly dive in to anything, shall we take a very quick break?
Break.
A very quick toilet break. Yeah,
Let's
good
go.
idea.
Yes, before we actually dive in proper. And then we'll dive into sea combat.
Hey!
Right.
Right,
We
we'll be back
will
in a
be back momentarily.
Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome back to after our little break. So, where we left you, you were about to be engaged by 3 pirate vessels. In which time, you had a little bit of time to formulate a bit of a plan. What are you doing?
We spent none of that break actually discussing what we were going to do.
I know what I'm
Either.
doing.
We started to, but then you arrived, and we were like, "Well, we're not going to plan in front of the DM."
Meridian is going
you
to
blame me.
cast. Meridian's going to cast Summon Draconic Spirit at level 5. He is going to summon a metallic.
Ding dang, walla walla, bing bang.
Yes.
No? All right.
He's gonna summon a metallic dragon. And he's just gonna say to it, "Destroy those ships," and send it on its way.
Okay. It starts flying off. What is its attack?
What range?
Yes.
I wasn't
It won't
prepared
be
for this.
It won't be anywhere near yet.
No, just curious.
Hang on. Well, he's got his breath weapon, which is a 30-foot cone.
30 feet.
And ranged is only 10-foot reach, so he's got to get right on the ship, basically.
Okay, fair enough.
But he's a distraction.
Fair enough. Right. I ought to actually get my dice out. So, yeah, you send him off, first of all. Whilst this is flying over, because it does take a moment, what is everybody else doing?
Do we want to make our way off that way and they're catching us? So we want to go and try and engage them on their ships before it becomes a slugfest.
Yeah.
Tell our captain here to fire, to provide cover and fire. Oh, have we got? Whoa! We've got other mages on these ships, haven't we? That was the joy of this. I thought we had plenty of people on these boats.
Yeah, there are other mages on board. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Could they polymorph or flyers?
What levels are polymorph?
Polymorph 4, flies of 3.
Fly certainly. Polymorph possibly get somebody with a polymorph. Not many.
I mean, you only need one big, giant, beastly thing that's gonna break open a boat, like a big old angry hammerhead whale. But fly's quite handy then. Fly would be
transporters over there.
Yeah.
That's 60 feet, 120 foot dash, and you keep your AC rather than getting Eagle's AC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe polymorph the casters and fly the rest of us. Well, not me, but Oh, first shot's fired.
Shots are being fired. You hear a as a volley of cannons get fired at Meridian's dragon. And what's the AC?
Oh, I just looked. It's 14 plus the spell's level, so 19.
14 plus 5, 19, yeah.
19, okay. 3 hit.
Oh.
That tells you how accurate cannons are, people.
Yeah.
Quite accurate.
3 hit, okay.
Sounds like a lot. Maybe we don't want to fly over there.
I think we need to get over there because they're not going to get away.
Right, so that is... Precisely 30 bludgeoning damage on the first shot.
Excellent.
Quite low. 26 bludgeoning damage on the second hit.
How would you like to do this?
Oh yeah, it just gone. There's a volley of cannons, cannon fire, and a hail of shots flying through the air until a couple of them clip. One clips him, starts the dragon. It starts tumbling, and the second one hits it and just obliterates it.
And we don't have cannons on board here.
No, you've got ballista,
haven't we?
Yes.
Oh, ballista. What are sort of ranges like?
Ballista range is.
Maybe need to start returning fire here. Otherwise, we're just gonna get torn to shreds.
Where is the ballista? Oh, here it is. Range of it's only 480 feet.
Oh right. Oh,
Is that long range? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Explosion's a lot more powerful than wang.
Yeah, it is outranging you by a hell of a long way.
We're gonna have to do better then. Right, we're gonna have to get over there. All right, so they're briefly reloading. So let's go.
They are reloading. Yes. What are you doing?
Let's do this.
We're gonna get mages to give us fire, and then suggest that they maybe put up a wind wall if they can between them and us. Once we fly off to try and deal with them.
Or maybe we do that. Let them get close. Do the wind wall. Let them get close, and then fly up. Because if they've got more than like 2 or 3 rounds of firing cannons at us, we're just like dead in the water, aren't we?
It's not going to take much.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's going to take 1 cannon hit like 2 or 3 cannon hits to put us. Oh, we're getting fly, aren't we? But still, 2 or 3 cannon hits to put us down, and they're a mile away. It's like,
okay, so
how many feet's in a mile? Because that's
about
like
5.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to.
Yeah. So we ain't making it to them until they get
we're
close.
We're gonna have to confirm whether arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles launched at targets behind the wall are deflected upward and automatically miss counts for cannonballs. Because a boulder thrown by a giant doesn't. A boulder thrown by a giant is much bigger than a cannonball, so it counts as whether a cannonball's a projectile or it's.
But you're saying that a
else.
boulder thrown by a giant doesn't count as a projectile?
Boulders hurled by giants or siege engines are unaffected.
It's a siege engine. It is.
There we go then.
Unaffected.
Okay, so there's not much point with the wind wall then, everybody.
We're just dead.
Make people feel better.
So how far away are they at the moment?
You feel like they're about to enter, based on when they started firing at the dragon. You think it's approaching their range, which is bit shy of 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet.
Then may I suggest the whale idea is absolutely the best idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because cannons can't go down, shoot through water, can they?
They're not going to see, regardless of whether they're not going to see, and the whale should be able to work out where shit is, I assume.
Whale me up, Meridian.
No, get one of the other ones to do it.
Oh,
Save
yeah.
our spells. I've just used 5 sorcery points to get my 5th level back, so I'm fully maxed out again.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you guys whale me up?
Yeah, there's one of the guys, he's clearly not a combat mage, he's uncomfortable at the concept of being in combat, but he understands what you want. You stood on the edge of the ship, and he goes, okay, then sure. Casts it on you as he pushes you off, and you just as a
One
whale
big
in the
sperm
water.
whale in the water.
I'll sit there and open my mouth and
We'll jump
push him
off and,
out. Whale head.
I'm in. I'm off. Meridian straight in. Start slapping his tongue.
I start shuddering.
So you've got a swim speed of 60 feet. We know where they are. Blind sight of 120 feet. Because echolocation.
Okay, so I'll swim down.
And 90 minutes of holding your breath.
Alright.
Which is insane.
Right, so what's the distance between... What's the distance between the three ships?
Distance between the three ships, you're looking at I don't know, either 400, 500 feet between them.
They are.
So even if we went on the central one, we ain't going to be able to hit the other two.
No, but if we take the main one, if we take the main one,
take the front, take the middle one, and then.
Well, first off, let's go to one of them in the whale, because I want to try something first with the Ring of the Ram.
All right, I'll whale my way under the sea.
Whaling your way. So
whaling
away.
You as you submerge, as you do, you hear the of cannons firing upon the fleet.
Oh God.
One's a natural one, so there we go.
Yeah, lovely.
How do they explode?
Completely ineffective. So puts it out of commission for a little while, but it's just a cannon. And the other
just one.
Other shots hit.
Have they turned to the broadside or whatever you do?
Not yet. They fired their forward-facing cannons, and then as soon as they fired those, they then begin to turn. While those ones reloading, then they're turning the broadside on them. So
this is a worry.
Yes, so that's not the broadside. But you've no idea what happened because you're underwater. So you've no idea what's happened to the fleet. You heard the shots go. You are whaling your way over. So it's quite amusing. Okay, so you head your way over to them. So what are you doing when you reach this front ship?
I'm getting right underneath, and opening my mouth, I suppose.
And I'm going to walk up to it, and I'm going to expend 3 charges of the Ring of the Ram to punch through the hull and break a big fucking hole in it.
So as you approach, you open your mouth, everybody swims out under the water.
And we can still breathe underwater?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got breathe water, haven't you, from Grom?
Yeah.
Grom goes ahead and approaches the ship. As you get close to the ship, your breathe water stops.
Oh.
Anti-magic field.
Anti-magic field. You are instantly drowning because your lungs are already full of water.
I'm useless. I'm going.
Okay. That's delightful. Oh, I could do it within 60 feet, by the way. I didn't actually need to get super close. But it's a bit late now.
Regardless, yeah.
Yeah. So where did it stop? How close was it?
It'll have been maybe 20, 30 feet.
All right, then I'm immediately going to back up and hope that it comes back on, because does it dispel it or did it just stop it?
It dispelled it.
Oh, shit. That's as bad as it could be.
You have no air in your lungs. You are full on drowning unless you can recast.
I'm gonna polymorph. I'm level 4 polymorph into a sail fin, and I'm gonna just swim up to him as fast as I can and hope that he grabs my fin and shoot him up to the surface.
No surface, no, back to the whale. I'll recast the thing. In
Yeah,
fact,
but
no,
he's
will I?
opened his mouth. He's opened his mouth. His mouth's going to be full of water. Well, there's no point going inside his mouth.
Well, no, but I could recast. But no, up.
Yeah, that's fine. You can breach the surface. You do. You spit out all this water, and you're coughing your lungs up. And yeah, you look up to see a whole volley of this broadsides of these ships firing upon the fleet.
How many guns? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, it's about 10 per ship.
Oof.
It's not good.
Is my whale form getting this spelled?
Depends how
You
close
weren't that far. Yeah, you weren't that
So,
close.
as we breach
you
the
can
surface,
instantly see Grom got into trouble and then needed some assistance.
Did anyone see his surface? Or
You don't know.
I mean, looking. Is anyone looking overboard, or are they all busy looking at the other ships over there?
You recover and you look up, and you can see that people are looking over for you.
Shit.
Ultimately, they saw someone turn into a whale overboard on their ship, so they're looking into the water for you.
can I? Well, that we've been seen anyway. I'm going to drop polymorph, and I'm just going to shoot. I'm going to firebolt. I'm going to use a cantrip at the sails.
Okay. That's fine. I assume it's got the range on it.
Well, it's got 120 foot.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do. You fire your cantrip at the sails, and this bolt of energy fires towards them, and then as it approaches, it fizzles out.
Right, total fucking magic shield. Then I am useless.
Oh, a lot of us are useless right now.
There must be some. Sorry, I dropped the accent. Grom. There must be some kind of. There must be something. There is either a magical user
there's a mechanism or someone.
or someone, but that means getting on and finding them.
Oh, we need one of them.
Well,
You then hear not the same kind of cannon explosions. It's a cannon explosion. No, it's but it's followed. The kind of a cannon explosion that's followed by an eerie scream, like, and then one of the ships off to one side just gets obliterated in a hail of cannon fire as you look out, and there's another ship that's joined the battle, which is not pirate.
what? One of the pirate ships gets obliterated.
One of the pirate ships gets obliterated, and the other two are instantly turning to flee.
What's happening
Right.
here?
We need to head to that
You
ship.
know, immediately cast fly, push the jetpack button, meridian, up we go into the air,
Yes.
grabbing my drawers and ripping a bit of them out and be like, white.
Yeah, and I'll shout down to Hector.
Oh.
Meet us at the new
Whitish
ship.
with a streak down the middle.
It was a close call that drowning.
I'll scoop
Right,
I'll scoop the other.
bowels.
I'll scoop Helena and Cadell up in my mouth and head over to the to this new boat.
Okay. Yeah, you head over there. Grom, I think, gets there first with a fly. It's a fast fly speed, isn't it?
Well, we'll dash at 120. So
yeah. Okay. You get there first, and there is a lot. You get there, and it's a sizable ship with 2 large triangular sails, with a lot of cannons sticking out the sides, which looks like a stylized dragon head on the front of every cannon. You approach, and there are instantly a lot of guns pointed at you.
Oh no! Sorry, look, they were attacking us. We were the sortie that tried to deal with them. And we got caught out by their anti-magic bastard. Thank you very much for the assist.
You are allowed to land on deck, but with a lot of weapons pointed at you.
Holding Meridian. Meridian, yeah, ready, feet down, right? No, scorch anyone with this. Watch your back, right? Oh. Thank you very much for that. God, it's nice to be on whatever this wobbly land is. Yours. It's a bit more stable than our boat, actually. Sorry, I'm chatting a lot. It's been an eventful 5 minutes.
As it seems, who are you and from where do you herald?
Hello. So, sails in the distance. Our ragtag fleet of survivors. We hail from the nation of Hatheria. You may or may not have heard of the place. It no longer exists.
The person that was addressing you is a tall, slender, you think woman, kind of non-binary figure stood before you, and they just kind of lean over to somebody else and whisper something, and they kind of just shoot off. And so we're in. Regardless, we are no friends of the pirate scum.
No, those neither the
you.
bastards. Opened fire at us.
Clearly in need of assistance.
You could say
civilians,
that, yeah,
did you say?
Oh, loads. Yeah, honestly, we fled in a fleet of fishing boats. Only 2 sailboats.
Brave of you to fare these waters without armament.
Well, we've got minor armament, but I get the feeling. You'll excuse me. I cough up a load of seawater and 1 small fish. Sorry, it's been a horrible 5 minutes. I'm learning very quickly that the world out here seems to be far bigger, scarier, and just generally more menacing than we've ever encountered. I'm back on where we come from. Who might you be? Sorry, who am I speaking to? Who do you represent?
I am Captain Dere.
Thank you, Dere, for the help.
We're from the fleet of Akir.
Of Akir.
You must have travelled far.
Aye.
Yeah.
Some distance.
Not known to me.
No, well, there's no left anymore. A horde of beasts wiped out everything, every living thing on the continent, and we were all we could escape with. We stopped recently at a ruined, crumbling castle on a rock. Had a scare there and fled once again. It seems there's nowhere out here for us to find a place for our civilians to take their ease and...
You went to the castle?
Oh, yeah. Briefly. Didn't fare so well. Well, any port in a storm.
Yeah,
Honestly,
and we
though.
won. I mean, we kicked his ass, and we
no.
show him the gun. Show him the gun, Grom. We got it.
No. Honestly, Meridian. Look, it's an interesting place. There was one old merfolk there, and he was.
Regardless, your people look like they need assistance. Get the fleet in position. Help the survivors.
How many ships are we talking, by the way?
They've brought 2 ships of that size and 1 slightly smaller, and they are quickly positioning themselves to help your fleet out. They've taken a battering. The Little Anna, for now, seems to be afloat, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
One of the main masts has been completely taken out, and there's several kind of holes below decks, which have taken on some water, but they've managed to patch it up enough so they're not going to completely sink.
Fair enough.
And I don't suppose you've got the manpower and possibly the resources to help us patch these ships up, or we're not going anywhere.
Looks to me like you're not going anywhere without us anyway, or those pirates will come back for you.
Aye.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There's one thing to have pride, Meridian, but I think it's time we admit that we were outclassed, outgunned, and foolish enough to think we could deal with it quickly. So, once again, I thank you for your help.
Then you will be escorted back to Nipah.
How far a sail is that?
Oh, you're only a few days out.
Okay. In what direction? Just see, we're out here with no charts, with the vaguest idea of what lies ahead, and no
First
knowledge
things
of any
first,
other nations.
let's make sure your people are okay.
Thanks again.
And then we'll get your, shall we say, fleet to safety.
Flotilla, if you will.
But yes, they are helpful. They can recognise people in need when they see it, and are willing to offer assistance.
But what does this person
Started fiddling down and
look
let the
like?
dogs in.
All right.
They are not overly tall. They're about 5'11"-ish, slender.
Human? Or...
Human, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
The
Sorry,
rest of the
what's
crew,
that?
the crew all human, or is it mixed?
No, it is all human.
All human, right.
And they are kind of a incredibly dark navy. The officers anyway, in the dark navy tunic with dark red piping, and they generally very helpful, but otherwise are keen to get you off of their ship. As much as they're willing to help you, they don't want you potentially sabotaging their ship. They don't know you from anyone else. But it's like they do turn to you and say, do you wholly represent your people?
Well, we're on the council.
We are representatives on the ruling council. We're in a bit of a transition phase between a democratic monarchy and a more communally elected parliament. But given the situation as things are, we're in an emergency powers kind of a situation.
The king topped
Certainly.
himself.
Well, you're a great sharer of information, Meridian.
Well, it's best to be honest.
I don't mind sharing information with our friends here. They did save us afterwards.
Then maybe I suggest that when we're sure that your people have had medical attention, that we meet with your council.
Aye, that seems fair. We'll see how many of them survive the encounter.
Just one quick thing, Captain. When we attempted to board the pirate ship, they had some sort of magic dampening field that stopped me casting. Do you happen to know what the cause of that was, just in case we come up against these pirates again?
They have many secrets. They have a fleet of their own. And as such, seemingly everyone we've encountered has this capability. Why we rely on cannon over magic.
What was the noise that your cannon made? I mean, I dabble in all sorts.
She gives a wry smile. It's like, we all have our secrets.
Ah, okay. Well, needless to say, it was mighty impressive.
And completely unmagical, it seems. Meridian pulls a face at that. He doesn't like the idea that something could be that powerful and not have any magic to it. He's just like, no.
Yeah. So some time passes. They help you overboard and usher you off ship effectively. Like, go back to your fleet. They send out medical assistance and carpentry assistance for your fleet.
Yeah.
And as much as it's well received by most, the council is called for an emergency meeting. Yes, you go, and you're part of this council meeting. They meet on what's left of the Little Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's still incredibly busy with people rushing around trying to make repairs.
Mm-hmm.
The mast is completely fucked.
Yeah.
You need a complete replacement, and without going to land, you're not going to find one.
We'll get the tow rope out, it'll be fine.
Yeah. So yes, the council kind of meets up again. You all kind of meet up, and yeah, you meet up, and not everybody survived
Made it.
of the
Oh,
of the council.
who died?
Lord Graydon did not survive.
Oh,
My Lady Graydon. It seems you have walked into a familial promotion. Now, I don't know whether or not you're disappointed, given the situation.
Ooh.
You know that you don't automatically take a place at his
No.
council seat. You already have a communal vote from the Neverwers. But yes, there is one less seat at the table.
Well, cannonball is a bad way to go, I suppose. But, you know, you catch one of those with your teeth, you're not going to know about it. Just think of it that way.
True.
And Lord Gunvald is in the room and saying, "No, my condolences, Lady Helena.
Thank you.
We know that your father could be challenging, shall we say,
Yeah.
but well respected by most. But regardless, we are here to discuss our, what is it, terms of surrender. And the captain who stands before you, the new captain, and they're saying, by no means are we asking for your surrender. We are lending assistance and are willing to escort your ships back to the port of Nipa.
this Nipa, is it? It's a big place. What sort of a landmass are we talking? Is it
Tis
just a little
our-
island?
Nipa is our capital city.
Okay, now we're talking.
But once there, you will be able to discuss matters with the Magister there.
Okay,
Whether you
not-
wish. I
not
am
getting-
not in any position to be able to say what will become of your people from there.
we're not all just gonna get like sent to jail or killed on the spot, are we? It's the
Have you done anything wrong?
no. Well, I don't know. I don't know what your laws are in this new land, but I don't think
See,
so.
Lance.
Then you should have nothing to fear. If you are truly a refugee fleet as you seem to be, then I do not feel you will have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
I don't
But
feel like we
again,
have
it
any
is
of our-
not my call.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Was it Cadell's dad that said that just offered up surrender then?
No, he was asking whether they're asking
he
for
was-
his surrender. It was his dad, yeah.
Being sort of sarcastic about it. Oh, look, we have to offer our surrender to these. Yeah. I get the
Yeah,
feeling.
ultimately,
I just thought he
you've got
was-
no choice in the matter of what is
No.
happening.
It's rye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a genuine question. Was there anything else? It's like, is it a surrender? What is the situation? You know. But Captain DeRay, she seems they stand there. There's just very much well, we as I say, once we've escorted you back to port, your fate is out of my hands. But out here on the sea, it is my decision as to the actions of myself and my crew. When we see people in aid, we offer it.
Aye, well, it is greatly appreciated. I think I speak for the whole council in saying that our situation has gone from perilous to devastating to worse. We've been without hope or friend for some time now. Would you just please confirm to me that you don't have a tentacled parasite living inside you, and that the first time we let our guard down, you're going to shrug off your own flesh and turn into a monster that's trying to eat us all?
The look of pure confusion looks over you. Like, I can give you assurance I've seen no such thing.
Well, I think we can all agree that it's better than yesterday, then, can't we?
Yep.
Tell us, sorry, Lady Captain. I forgot her name already. DeRay. So it takes a few days to get back to the Nipah. Is there any like maps or stuff you could
Aye.
give us, or our navigators?
At this
could
position,
study?
I am reluctant to relinquish information before you've
That's
spoken to our Magister.
Understandable.
That's fair enough.
And it's like then Lord Brentwood stands up, just says, "Well, if you don't mind, Captain, we will step outside. We'll have discussions amongst ourselves." "Yes, of course. Please inform me of your decision." And they
Definitely.
step outside and leave the council to deliberate amongst themselves.
No, not us. Or are we included? In
No,
that?
you're part of the council.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what there is to discuss, Mr. Lords. We have no option. We're dead in the water here.
Quite right. We have very little options available to us, but we must keep our guard up nonetheless. We are still strangers to them, and they're strangers to us, and their intentions, although seemingly kind.
Feel like it,
Finding it hard to trust right now.
Understandable. It's going to be a very delicate situation when we do get there. There's a lot of people that we need to rehome here. I don't know if it even is going to be a place for our home. I don't know if that's going to be an option. They might say you can stay for a week, refuel, repair, but then we got to leave. Who knows? We need a plan.
Lady Tantos steps up and it's just like, whether they are willing to house us or not, we need allies. Clearly, we must go ahead with whatever they are asking of us, at least for now, heading into port seems fine enough for now. And as you say, we have very little choice in the matter.
Aye. I
So all
feel that
those in
maybe we
favour,
will...
and everybody's just a reluctant aye.
Aye. I assume that we're just quietly on our own right now, yeah? They've left
Just
the
the
room.
council. The
Yeah.
Captain DeRay has stepped outside.
I give Meridian a very stern look when I say this. I'm like, I feel we maybe keep the new Grammune quiet for now. Maybe its location. Just say that there are more of us. Just we don't necessarily want to drop exactly how many people we could bring to their landmass right now.
No, I don't think we even mention how many. Or we just let them assume, let them see the boats, and then we're not lying. If they say
Yeah.
we can settle, then bring it up. But no, that needs to be our safe haven that nobody else knows about.
Aye.
Tom,
Yes.
the whole vampire thing.
Mhm.
How much do we know of the lore of vampires? Like, are we still looking at can't go out in the day, stake through the heart? Is it all the rules that we would all assume are the rules for vampires, or is
For
there any?
young vampires, they can't go out in the day.
Right.
Older to ancient vampires can.
Right.
I mean, they won't get a tan, but they're still undead effectively.
Okay. What about the mirror thingy? Do they have a reflection?
No.
They don't have a reflection, right? Holy water, it doesn't matter because the only people that could bless it would be people that worship vampires, so that's straight out the fucking window.
I was going to say, and it's not.
Um,
It's just water as well.
It's just water, yeah. It's not even holy. Garlic? That's bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's possible.
Right, okay,
It's just written by people who don't like French people. That's all it
No.
is.
Yeah, well, when have you ever seen a French vampire?
Well, true. But yes, so having the entire fleet agree to limp to port, Captain DeRay is brought back in, and everybody turns to them and just go, you will have no resistance from us. We will go. Your aid has been most welcome, and thank you. From all that is left of Hatheria. And they just nod and step outside and begin making preparations to help guide the fleet, and in the case of the Little Anna, also tow them. So yeah, it takes, I mean, they gave a couple of days worth of travel as an estimate. That is of fair sailing. Having limping a fleet back to port, it takes double that. So, but you do eventually begin to see a landmass on the horizon.
How big? Is it like just an island or a big continent? Or?
It's unsure at this point, but if it's an island, it's a big island.
Yeah, so
because it's like if you were sailing up on the British shores, you'd not be entirely certain.
No, yeah, okay.
Island.
So it's a big island. It's you can't see the ends of it. It's like it's
it goes
okay. That's fine. Yeah.
So yeah,
big enough.
Yeah, and you're sailing or being towed up to it. And at which point, Captain begins to signal your fleet but or with kind of shuttered lamp, because it is getting towards dusk, and they start signaling your fleet, but unfortunately they're using slightly different kind of codes, messages, and you just kind of, all these sailors are kind of looking at each other going, it's making no sense to us.
If it's like how lit up, is this landmass starting to become lit up? Is it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
You can see this landmass, because it's close enough now that as dusk starts to happen, you can see the city before you start to light up with certain lanterns and also street lights that are being lit up. So yeah, as a city itself is being lit up, as well as the port.
How big are we? Angel Run size? Bigger? So just office general?
Bigger.
Bigger.
Bigger than Angel Run. Angel Run was a walled city from a war-torn nation. This is a big city from what you can tell looks prosperous.
Lovely.
What sort of climate are we looking at?
It is it's almost tropical.
Sort of Hammerfell.
Sounds like
I'm
paradise.
picturing Hammerfell in my head.
But yeah, it's it's a big city, and these people, they keep signaling you, and they're getting nothing. No, you're not sending any signals back, because you're not entirely sure what's going on. So they end up sending another boat over, basically, to the Little Anna. And basically there's a messenger on board. They don't send anybody important this time. They send a messenger, just going,
Shouts it really loud.
yeah, I mean they could, but yeah, it's just a asking you to leave your fleet out to sea for as long as we're not in storm weather, and just your representatives go to shore.
Right.
That's us, I guess.
Yeah, well, the entire council just are stepping forward and just going, we will all go. This is a delicate matter, one where we cannot send somebody with less diplomatic experience. And I was looking at all of you. And Captain Tortoon is like, as much as you let me be on the council, I think my place is with the fleet, yes?
Yeah, you look
agreed.
after the boats.
Yes.
Captain.
And yep, so they ready a boat off the side to have the it'll have a couple of the rowboats lowered down between you all, and you row.
Stick Cadell in one, me in the other. Oh, good.
To row everyone to port. And when you do so, some of the a ship, a boat. Sorry, not a ship, a boat from the ships join you as well. And as you get close, you can see it's got Captain DeRay on board. And you get to port. You're able to get off, and you disembark onto the port, and you can see, even at this kind of late time, this port is busy. It is there's people coming and going with cargo, with traders making deals on the port, and there are several people dotted around the port with kind of these long silk kind of dresses, almost with big sleeves, who seem to be walking around with big like notepads, kind of walking around. And then they come over to you, this one gentleman, who just like, Captain DeRay, we were not expecting you back so soon. And they turn to him and just go, yes, we have encountered refugees from a far-off land. They wish to talk with the Magister. Oh, yeah, right. Well, I will need to take everybody's names, point of origin, and your, well, I suppose refugee is the reason why you're here. You're not trading. Well, please, can I ask everybody to relinquish any weapons they might have here in port for the duration of your visit until you have been granted citizen rights, if that is the case, is what it's going to be. And looks at you all, particularly the Neverwhere.
The two big ones.
Yeah, I mean, you're all kind of got weapons of some description or another, and you can tell that they're not foolish enough to think that a spell book and a sorcerer's staff are not weapons. So they are asking you to relinquish those as well.
What about
This is
a forge
happened.
hammer?
Right. Grom, next time we
It's
go somewhere that we've never
clearly
been
got
before,
runes down it.
we put all
Yeah,
the
I can't
weapons in the bag of holding. Why did we not put the weapons in the bag of holding? This is twice we've
Because
been caught out like this.
the moment they want to know.
Well, it doesn't matter, and I just hand my staff over proper stroppy like.
Yeah, and they get some helpers down the dock, and they all start gathering them up. And you do notice they are incredibly well organised, and they do take a stock of everything you've handed over and give you a receipt for it.
Oh,
Are these all human? Is everybody? Is there
Everyone
any
here is human. Yes.
Every person, even on the
Everybody
dock.
you can see on the docks is human. You seem suspicious. But yes, they then it's like, oh yes, please come with me, and I will get you to at least a comfortable waiting room where we'll send word to the Magister straight away.
Sure. Lead on.
They do. They lead you down to the end of the dock. There is there's like a couple of kind of like relatively rough dockside bars. But I mean, you guys have been in some really rough shitholes. It's not that rough. It's just it's a working docks pub, basically.
Yeah.
But they lead you past those into what is like a comfortable waiting area with some comfortable seating and no bar or anything else in there. It's just that. And it's like, if you don't mind waiting here, I will send a message to the Magister straight away, and they will be with you as soon as they are able. And at which point, I think we'll probably best call in a night there.
Yeah,
reached a new land.
Yeah.
At last.
Did we work out where, based on our location on the maps, we are? Did we have a chance to chat to our cartographer?
Mr. Ashbourne. Yes.
Yeah.
You've got a rough idea of where you are. Yeah, you've had plenty of time to chart where you are. Because off the charts that both yourself and Mr. Ashbourne are making, you have a good idea of where you are, and then you graph that against the ancient charts that you scavenged. And you've got a very good idea of where you are, and they seem to correlate pretty nicely with nearing landmass. But it's interestingly, you're not on the mainland. According to those ancient maps, you're not on the mainland. It is a large island off the mainland.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
It's for populace. It's a place of information gathering. Nothing else.
And on that, we'll find out what happens to the Neverwhere next time. And I've honestly been really happy to actually refer to you as a group name, which is great.
Yeah.
It's taken us like 8 years. I haven't rolled a dice all night, so I'm just going to roll a dice.
Yeah, go on then.
5.
Roll for offensive.
It missed.
There you go.
5. What a waste. Well, at least I didn't roll that during combat or something.
But yes,
So
thank you.
My
ever
one
so much.
final question before we leave is: I know they
go
took
on.
everything. Sorry, I couldn't. I had to ask. My arcane focus is currently a screwdriver, a simple touch screwdriver.
They can recognise arcane
It's
focus.
not, yeah, if they can, I'll hand it over. But I wanted to know what I'm working with. Yeah,
they are incredibly skilled at what they do, and they could tell any arcane focus needs either incredibly obvious magical item built into it, or a load of runes built into the side of it, or some such. So they'd be able to tell. When you start going, oh, I've only got these things on me, they go, that's handed over. And
just making sure.
Ultimately, it's whether you wanted to try and deceive them or not, or whether you're...
Yeah, well, I have many tools, so I was just going to be like, if it's just an ordinary tool and they're not going to notice, then it will be in my tools.
They
otherwise, yeah. Then in that case, I'll just hand it over.
Fine. Great. So, thank you very much for staying with us, and until next